Hello and welcome to Teleislas News with the most important news of the day.
Governor-elect Everett Hawkins-Shogreen has changed the curfew, which was from 11 to 5 a.m. The measure will now be from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m.
By means of the Decree 0250 of July of this year, the modification of the Decree 0203 of June of the 2021 year of the schedule for the development of the economic activities is established. Businesses establishment may operate every day from 5 in the morning to 1 in the morning of the following day, with the exception of the disc bars and dance halls, for which prohibition of operation remains the same.
We have decided in the government council to increase the curfew, which will start from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. That means that for today, commercial establishments should be closing at 12:30 a.m. at the least, having their staff out of those restaurants and businesses that are open to the public. For the benefit of the development of the archipelago and on the way to the reactivation, today we have an occupation of the unit, so it allows us to comply with Resolution 777 of 2021 issued by the Ministry of Health. That is why I notify in a timely manner and through these means to the colonel in charge of the police, Lieutenant Colonel Remifo, so that with all the staff they can give strict compliance to the decree that we will be issuing.
Likewise, the governor establishes that restriction in the pedestrian pathway and other sectors of the island will be between 1 in the morning to 5 in the morning. The following activities will be prohibited: agglomeration of any kind, wandering and lingering on the pedestrian walkway, including beach or low-sea areas, consumption of alcoholic beverage in public spaces, gathering of more than 4 people in residential areas of the island.
And this afternoon, a plenary session was held in the departmental DIMAR, where issues such as public services and benefits for fishermen were discussed by the honorable deputies.
Nicolas Gallardo made a proposal to benefit the island's fishermen through the seizure of illegal fishing.
La proposición busca que todos esos pescadores.
The proposal seeks that all fishermen through the cooperatives to give them use and adequate exploitation, and that these goods are not of department, and that they can have access to some vessels that are already there and with which the economy can be generated for the people of the archipelago.
Deputies Oswaldo Garcia and Margit Bandera expressed their disagreement with some points for departmental administration and the national police.
I made a call to the department, to the administration alongside the Secretariat of Government, to the National Police, because of the complaints that have been presented on the social media about people who have businesses, micro businessmen, who denounce that the police act as tyrants. That is why we have to avoid, so that they are a little flexible.
We had the opportunity to talk about public services, and we were able to express our disagreements about Veolia traffic lights, and I was able to express my disagreement with respect to trash busters, because we no longer see the workers that used to be on the streets cleaning the city. This is not happening.
The president of the DIMAR informed that the plenary session was short because some proposals expected from the departmental administration did not arrive.
And since June 1st, the National Registry of Civil Status has provided a web platform for the registration of independent young people so that they can make the online registration of such a committee. It should be noted that the deadline is until July 28th, 2021.
The National Director of Electoral Management provided information regarding the elections of youth councils to be held at the end of 2021.
Prior to registration, the registering committee shall select a delegate who shall be responsible for entering the information into the platform. The requirement for the registration of the committees participating in these elections must be composed of 3 young people between 14 and 28 years of age.
The official also explained the list for the youth council's elections assigned for the current year.
Define a name and a logo for the list, which they must collect signatures and appear identified on the electoral card. The list shall be made up alternately of the gender, so that the candidate of the same gender cannot be in consecutive order.
Committee members must commit to comply with the biosafety protocols established by the Ministry of Health for the signature collection stage.
And DIMAR reported that due to a high-pressure system located over the Atlantic Ocean, there will be increases in winds and swell height in several areas of the Caribbean.
The General Maritime Directorate, DIMAR, through a statement announced that in the next 48 hours, there will be an increase in the winds as well as the height over the Atlantic Ocean, which will affect San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina.
Over the Caribbean basin, an increase in wind intensity and swell height is observed due to interaction of a high-pressure system of 1030 millibars located over the Atlantic Ocean and a low-pressure system of 10 to 10 millibars positioned to the south of the Colombian Caribbean coast, generating winds predominantly from the east with an intensity of 20 to 25 knots, and the swell height oscillates between 2.1 and 2.5 meters. It is foreseen that in the next 48 hours, these conditions will increase with winds from east direction and intensities between 25 and 31 knots. The swell height will oscillate between 3 to 4 meters.
The General Maritime Directorate, DIMAR, recommends extreme security measures in the development of maritime activities.
The Corporation for the Sustainable Development of the Archipelago Department, CORALINA, announced that during the first half of the year, a total of 169 complaints were received.
These reports correspond to permanent tours conducted by the Control and Surveillance Group of the Corporation, action detected in flagrante delicto, and those received directly at the headquarters of the entity or through the institutional webpage. The entity's Control and Surveillance Coordinator provides details of these reports.
Para este primer semestre se han atendido un total de 31 denuncias.
Have been attended, 69 inspections have been conducted, and 10 charges have been issued, of which we could say that of these complaints, 6 were for logging, 1 for burning, 13 for dumping, 2 for mismanagement of solid waste, and 9 for other activities such as improper noise management, taking coral sand, construction on the coastal edge, among others. Out of the 69 inspections, 17 were for logging, 3 for burning, 17 for dumping, 29 for improper waste management, and 4 for other activities.
The Legal Subdirector also reported that there are 64 sanctions in process, of which 34 have already been decided.
The archaeological artifacts found during the dredging process are going to the Camp for Dignity due to the lack of an appropriate space to exhibit them. This was announced by the director of the archaeological program of the dredging.
After consulting with the community and reviewing the available options, the Preventive Archaeology Program has chosen the Camp for Dignity as the place to store the archaeological finds gathered during dredging.
We were not given the facilities to have a space. Obviously, we are aware of the conditions in which the reconstruction of the island is, but we always believe that culture should go hand in hand with reconstruction. We regret not having been able to reach the point of acquiring this space, to which the institutional entities had committed themselves, and that is why we are taking these measures.
One of the commitments of the program was to avoid the removal of the artifacts from the island, work on their exhibition, and seek that they stay under the surveillance of the community.
For
the moment, the idea is that the possession of these materials will be given to the Ricer Guard, with some commitments that we will establish between the Ricer Guard, the Foundation, and different entities in order to ensure the preservation of this material. And what we are all looking for is the dissemination.
The experts have begun to train those who will handle the elements that will be in a reserve warehouse, while the definitive space for the exhibition are being assigned.
We think they are a good group of people, and many people are represented in them. We believe that this is a good moment for the people of Old Providence and Santa Catalina to feel that this heritage is theirs, and who better than them to be protectors of these materials.
The official delivery will be this Friday.
Today, the Mayor's Office published on its Facebook page the resolution defining the criteria for the allocation of rent subsidies that was recently agreed upon during the visit of the Comptroller General.
Resolution number 0461 issued on June 29th by the National Unit for Risk Management defines procedures, criteria, and responsibilities for the allocation of the rental subsidy for the victims of IOTA. In Article 4, it defines the criteria to be beneficiaries, among which the following are highlighted. If more than one family nucleus live in a dwelling, only the owner of the affected dwelling will be granted the subsidy. On the other hand, the rental subsidy will only be granted to the households that own destroyed or uninhabited homes. Apparently, these articles leave out the people who lived in rent before the hurricane. Article 5 speaks of lease contracts that must be written. Article 7 speaks of a 3-month subsidy that may be extended if the circumstances of the emergency warranted. Some of the inhabitants gave their opinion about the resolution.
They're asking for too many things for people who are sick in this place. And if you ask the tenant over here out for all these documents that they're asking for, they will not provide it. So they will really be more conscious of our situation.
¿Dónde quedan aquellas personas que vivían en arriendo en el municipio? Porque no se tuvieron en cuenta. Porque no se tuvieron en cuenta aquellas personas que sus casas están para reparación, pero que aún se les ha podido reparar, porque no se les tuvieron en cuenta. O cómo van a realizar aquellas personas que se tuvieron que desplazar a otras ciudades, como por ejemplo Cartagena.
The amount of the subsidy is 800,000 pesos, and the reception of the documents would be until this Friday.
The best sports of the islands. Enthusiastic is the Argentine coach who seeks to improve the collective behavior in island basketball players. Surprised and enthusiastic, this is how the Argentine coach Fernando Rivero says he feels. After finding a large group willing to work and learn from the new process of collective behavior for the basketball of the islands. This is how the Argentinian strategist expressed himself about it.
I am very, very happy. I did not expect to find so much willingness from the players. We are reorganizing the Coliseum a little bit as far as basketball is concerned. We are improving little by little, and I'm very excited about that. To tell you the truth, I did not expect this great response, or that so many people would come to a coach who is new and who comes from another place. This response is very nice. The stature of the island players is impressive. How they jump, run, go, come, they are athletic. In Argentina, it is very difficult to find that genetics, that DNA in people, because we have another race and we go crazy when we find one. Well, here there are a lot of those. Here, what is missing is tactical discipline, an idea of team and not of individuals.
According to the coach, they are investing on collective behavior in the team, taking advantage of the individual skills to improve the representation of this sport in the next professional basketball tournaments. Departmental Government, Secretariat of Sport, and National Police continues to work in the different neighborhoods, fighting against the scourge of drugs and encouraging children and young people to take up sports and recreational sports activities. The National Police, the Sports Secretariat, and the Departmental Government continue with their social and recreational sport campaign in the neighborhoods, this time in the Cal neighborhood. This is what Pascual Salcedo, an official of the Secretariat of Sport, said.
On behalf of the Departmental Government and the Secretariat of Sports, we have a very important activity during the course of this pandemic that we have so that children have the option to have a moment of fun. We are taking to all sectors of the department the social community sport. Today we are at the Cocal neighborhood, taking them out the sporting, playful and also social part, because it is not only to put them to play, but also to encourage good behavior and the importance of studying, for which the international narcotics police, who also have been helping us in this particular area by giving lectures or classes on civic behavior, which is important.
Classes and other behavioral activities are just as important for the training of these children, said Pascal Salcedo.